Welcome back, everybody, to the 1987 Supermod. I'm your host, Brad Drake, and this is Championship Wrestling from Florida. Tonight, everybody, we are doing television tapings at the Sportatorium in Tampa, Florida. And I say tonight, but they would do these tapings at like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They would take a long time to do. And the Tampa Sportatorium, which was the home of Championship Wrestling from Florida, could only seat about 100 people. It was a small building, and that's what was present during the television taping. So if we go over what's going on, Championship Wrestling from Florida was only in 2 markets at this point. They were on television in New York, and they were on television in Florida. Now, you know, they were on multiple stations in Florida. It was a syndicated show, but you can't do that in this game since you can only have, you only need 1 station per market or region. So that's how it is. So let's go ahead and take a look at our backstage incidents here. Spike here's got himself in some trouble again, and we're going to fine him this time. So now he's unhappy. Great. Now his partner's unhappy. Terrific. And now Basher got himself in some shit with Uncle Ivan Koloff. Not a good idea there, my man. Let's take a look at our absent workers. And again, this is a smart call to record television on Wednesdays. We get to have a lot more wrestlers at our disposal to use. So I went ahead and went through this beforehand and put together our card. So here's what we're looking at for our 2 tapings of Championship Wrestling from Florida. We're going to see Brady Boone in action. We're going to see Sting and Rick Steiner. We're going to see Ron Simmons in action. We're going to see the Polynesian Prince, Scott Hall, Kevin Sullivan. The Sheepherders are going to be in action. And also, we got to find then some opponents. We'll do that right now. We've pretty much burned up all our enhancement talents, so we'll have to look into getting some more. So we're going to put Mark Starr and, say, Bucky Ziegler in there. So let's make sure that that's doable. I don't see Mark Starr or Bucky Ziegler being used, so we can go ahead and put them in place here. So they are going to face the Sheepherders. All right, now for the second week's tapings, I should say, so the following week's tapings, we had Brad Armstrong, the Southern Boys. That's a lot of Armstrong action right there. Teijo Khan, Ed Gantner, the former NWA Florida Heavyweight Champion. The Barbarian will be in action. Jimmy Garvin is in singles action. Dory Funk Jr. And in our main event, the Russian team is going to face Mike Graham and Steve Kern, who are the NWA Florida Tag Team Champions. And I forgot to mention that in the main event of our first week's tapings, this week's tapings, Lex Luger is going to face Dusty Rhodes. Now, what we're doing here, everybody, is exactly what CWF did. We're essentially hot-shotting here. We're throwing names like Luger and Rhodes out there to try to drill interest into our promotion, to strike up interest into our promotion. Same thing with bringing in the Russian team, which is Ivan Koloff and his partner at this point in time, Vladimir Petrov. So that is what we're doing. So with that said, everybody, let's go ahead and let's get ourselves, I got to do it right, I'm sorry. Let's get to booking. So here we go. And I do not have any enhancement matches in here, so we're going to have to watch ourselves on time. I have not added that to this game yet, but I will. All right, Wright versus Boone is the opener. And we're also not having a match yet for our television title. We're probably going to do that at the next show. We'll have a match to decide the new television champion, and then they'll show up for television in 2 weeks as the television champion. So Tommy Wright is facing Brady Boone. Brady Boone was an excellent junior heavyweight. Guy was in fantastic shape. Sadly, he got killed in a car accident. So there we go. Brady Boone with the win here. Next, we have the Mulkey brothers, and they're going to face Sting and Rick Steiner. So we should be able to click off of our tag teams here. They should both be in the system. And they are. So we're going to give Sting a win here. And remember, Sting and Rick Steiner are fresh in here from the UWF, working that heel gimmick. Sting, of course, would make his first appearance in the Jim Crockett Promotions in December of 1987 in Starrcade, at Starrcade. All right, Jack Towers is going to face up-and-comer Ron Simmons. I have high hopes for Ron Simmons here. So we're going to have to get ourselves some more enhancement talents, and we can do that pretty easily, especially with our relationship with Jim Crockett Promotions. And of course, Ron Simmons is going to go over here for us. There we go. Next, we have Jimmy Backlund facing the Polynesian Prince. Jimmy Backlund, of course, went under another name, which escapes me at this given second. But he ended up being part of a tag team. And of course, Jimmy Backlund is not available. So we're going to put Johnny B. Goode in there. And he is going to face, what is it, the Tahitian Prince? The Tahitian Prince, not the Polynesian Prince. I was thinking of WWA, everybody. So there we go. Polynesian Prince is in there, and the Polynesian Prince is going to get the win. All right, next we have Krusher Knopf facing Scott Hall. And as you can see, everybody, I'm using a similar formula here, which is the power of the enhancement match. We're going to make our wrestlers look like $1 million on television. We're trying to drag this promotion out of the gutter. And this is a good way to do it, to draw up simple interest to get people to go to our shows. Scott Hall's got his hair dyed up here. The mustache is looking good. He's got that Florida look going on. This is years, of course, before he got that Miami look going on. All right, Kevin Sullivan is going to cut a promo here. I think we got to keep him at 5 minutes. Got to keep him at 3 minutes, sorry. There is Kevin Sullivan. There's entertainment. And he is booked. Next, we have Del Apollo facing Kevin Sullivan in another squash match. And this is how it was done, everybody. Kevin Sullivan was a brilliant mind in wrestling. I also thought that he was very good in the ring. I never cared for his stupid gimmicks. He had a lot of very stupid gimmicks. I did like the Varsity Club. I thought that was a cool gimmick. But otherwise, I just thought he had some really silly, stupid gimmicks. So the Sheepherders. Of course, they just won one of the Memphis tag titles. So it's Butch Miller and Luke Williams. They're going to be rated on entertainment, of course. And that should actually be a decent promo. I think. You never know. All right, Mark Starr and Bucky Ziegler are going to face the Sheepherders. Of course, it's a tag match here. There's Bucky Ziegler. There is Mark Starr. They are facing the Sheepherders. What a great team. For those of you that never had the opportunity to see them outside of the WWF, where they were kind of a comedy act, but they were also old, do yourself a favor, please, and go watch some of their work. You want to talk about bloodfests? My goodness. They were brutal. Brutal heels. All right, Dusty Rhodes is cutting a promo. Dusty Rhodes, for those of you that may not know, was a huge legend in Florida. He made Eddie Graham a ton of money and made himself a ton of money, and the Grahams were very upset when he left to go to Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, which later became known as Jim Crockett Promotions. So we have Lex Luger versus Dusty Rhodes here in the main event. This is a huge main event. And of course, we are going to have Dusty Rhodes go over. And he's going to go over because of outside interference from none other than Ric Flair. What do you think of that, huh? Big time here. All right, this one is booked out. We're not going to continue. And it's probably because we forgot to put Dusty Rhodes as the winner. It's probably the problem here. All right, we are at 65 minutes even. And we're good. All right, there we go. Brady Boone wins with the moonsault. We get a 29 for the opener. Sting and Rick Steiner get the win after Sting wins with that Scorpion Deathlock. Not a whole lot of red text to doom here, so that's a good sign. There's some red text to doom. All right, we got to get Mike Rotundo out of there as the road agent. And the Tahitian Prince here wins with that flying headbutt, 20 overall. That's okay. We'll keep building them up. 38, Scott Hall gets the win. Very nice. Hey, that Scott Hall promo, only 3 minutes, goes ahead and gets a 72. Very nice. Only a 46 in the match, but that's okay. It's an enhancement talent match. And we got to get Johnny Ace out of there as the road agent also. And we get a 43 from the Sheepherders. Oh, look at that promo. 100 by Dusty Rhodes. 100. Terrific. And our main event only gets a 68. Lex Luger was over in Florida. That's where he got his start. That's a BS score, so Lex Luger's popularity must be incorrectly low in the Southeast. So we'll have to get that fixed. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. And we get some popularity in 2 regions, which of course is the Southeast and the Tri-State where our television is. Did you know that you could advertise on this channel? Well, you can. Call 815-290-9087 and talk to me today about advertising on our channel. We get over 3,500 hits. We also have a thriving website. We can come up with all sorts of packages for you and make things happen together. Again, that's 815-290-9087 or visit braddrake.net. All right, we're going to roll right along here to next week's show. We will copy and paste this action over here. And there it is. And remember, folks, you can get these blank spreadsheets on braddrake.net/supermod. All right, Bucky Ziegler and Brad Armstrong are going to kick this one off. I hate to say it, but when they were giving out names, I think Bucky should have said something. It's a pretty rough name to have. I didn't notice any buck teeth. I don't quite know how he landed that name. But Brad Armstrong is going to get the win here. I always liked Brad Armstrong, criminally underrated in the ring. I realize his promo skills weren't the greatest, but he was very, very good in the ring. All right, next we got a tag match, and it is Armstrong City here. Brad Armstrong is going to be followed by his brother Steve and Eddie Roberts and Colt Steele. They're facing the Southern Boys. Southern Boys are going to get some television action here. There's Eddie Roberts. There is Colt Steele. There's the Southern Boys. We're going to give Tracy Smothers the win here. Southern Boys were a good tag team. Really good tag team. Fundamentally sound. They had good looks. They were over with the women. They were a good team. All right, Johnny B. Goode is going to face Teijo Khan. I think Teijo Khan is garbage, but I'm not quite ready to dump him yet. And as we've heard, rumor has it that Teijo Khan is Nick Khan's uncle. Please don't actually believe that. All right, there's Teijo. Another product of Minnesota and Eddie Sharkey. Big, powerful dude. Very limited in wrestling skills. All right, Mark Starr is going to face a former Florida heavyweight champion here, and Ed Gantner. And Gantner, of course, is enjoying a face turn at this moment. He is away from Oliver Humperdinck. Ed Gantner was a huge, monstrous powerhouse guy. He's still managed by Oliver Humperdinck. We have to change that because that's not the case here anymore. And we'll take care of that right now. So here's Gantner. Managed by none. All right, took care of that issue. Rolling right along here, we have Eddie Roberts is going to face the Barbarian. Of course, we already used Eddie Roberts. So let's go into our enhancement bag of tricks. And let's go with Krusher Knopf. Krusher Knopf was awful. And he's going to get his head kicked in here by the Barbarian. Sorry, Knopfy. All right, there is Knopf. There is Barb, the Barbarian. What a very intimidating and scary man. And I've heard people say that the Road Warriors were a ripoff. I'm sorry, that Barbarian was a ripoff of the Road Warriors. It's actually the opposite. Barbarian was wearing the face paint and wearing all black like that, going all the way back to the late 70s when he got his start. So you got to rethink that one if you think Barb stole his gimmick from the Road Warriors. All right, Jimmy Garvin is going to cut a promo here. And they're usually excellent. So I have no doubt that'll be the case here again. Garvin's based on entertainment. And then, of course, he's going to wrestle. So we're going to have Apollo, Del Apollo, versus Jimmy Garvin here. There's Del Apollo. There's Jimmy Garvin. Jimmy Garvin was good. Good on the mic, good in the ring. Had the total package. I didn't care much for 90s Jimmy Garvin, the whole Freebird thing, but I really enjoyed him before that. All right, we're going to cut a Lex Luger promo. And this is either going to be awful or it's going to be really good. I don't know which one yet, so let's take a look. We have Lex Luger should be managed by Hiro Matsuda, and he is. Okay, so we'll cut the angle. And we're going to have him cut the promo on Dusty. Remember, next week we have the Eddie Graham. We have some big show next week. Can't remember if it's the Eddie Graham Memorial Show or which one it is. So here is Hiro Matsuda. There is Dusty Rhodes. So entertainment, off screen, not rated, not rated. Bam, that one's booked. All right, we got Louis Estea versus Dory Funk Jr. Not Dory Graham, but Dory Funk Jr. Dory Funk Jr. is getting old here. He's in his mid to late 40s. May even be late 40s. Yeah, 46. He's not what he was in 1987 that he was in 1977, but Dory Funk could still go. This guy is a once-in-a-lifetime talent, and he still has a lot of value. All right, so Dory Funk gets the win here in the enhancement bout. And here's a big one right here. Ric Flair's going to cut a promo. And you know it's going to be huge. Then again, it is TEW. Who knows what could happen. All right, next we got the Russian team versus the NWA Florida Tag Team Champions. I don't think the Russian team is loaded in the system as a team, and I'm not going to quite worry about that right now. Here's Uncle Ivan. And here's our team, Graham and Kern. They're 175,000 tag team champions. And we are going to have Steve Kern get the win. He's going to get the win over Vladimir Petrov. We certainly don't have a shortage on road agents, that's for sure. All right, this one's 65 minutes, just like we planned it. Let's go ahead and run with it. All right, we got some red text of doom there, but it's based on the product. And more red text of doom here, but a 35 overall. Southern boys get the win. Teijo Khan, who sucks, gets the win over Johnny P. Good. There we go. Ed Gantner wins with that pile driver. And of course, we get a they don't click. Pretty much every match here has had a problem so far, and it'll continue. And the Barbarian gets the win over Krusher Knopf. 38 overall. Jimmy Garvin gets a 73 in his promo. Very nice. More red text to doom here. 48. All right, Lex Luger gets a 65 for promo. Not the end of the world. Dory Funk scores a 55. 91 for Flair's promo. Terrific. And our main event gets us a 70. All right, so another increase for us. We need... What the shit is this? Oh, man. I forgot to delete that because this is set up for the AI when they run a show. This is to ensure that television is recorded in the Tampa Sportatorium. So that's why that's like that. Error on my part. We'll delete that. We should be able to auto book this one. We're going to remove Jimmy Garvin versus Ric Flair. That's for damn sure. And we're also going to move Jimmy Garvin versus a big heel. How about we have Jimmy Garvin versus Rick Rude and not Ric Flair. So we got that fixed. And Jimmy Valiant and Ron Garvin is fine, but not Dory Funk Jr. and Vladimir Petrov. How about those two turds, Spike and Basher? Mod Squad. Yeah. That'll do the trick. Let's check the booking and analysis. Alfonso's got too much to do. He's our only referee for right now, so we don't have a choice. All right, there you go. 59. 76. Double booked Rick Rude. And Dusty Rhodes gets the win. All right, that one's finished. Nice little AI show. So when we get back to the main screen, we have to make some changes right away. We have to get rid of the Tampa Sportatorium show, and we have to get rid of so many road agents. So we will. We'll take care of it and clean it up and make things rock and roll and hoochie coo. Of course, this is taking us a long time to get back to the main screen because it is version 9, and there are a lot more promotions and a lot more information going on in the game. Remember, we still got to name ourselves a Florida television champion. Uh-oh, Four Horsemen loses a member. Yep, Ole's out. He had already turned face. No problem. Bobby Jaggers, Pork Chop Cash. The new Central States Tag Team Champions. WWF is going after the Road Warriors. Uncle Ivan is gone. Fair enough. All right, let's take a look at this road agent problem. All right, Johnny Ace is out. He's way too young. Kevin Sullivan's fine. Mike Graham's fine. Mike Rotundo is out. Way too young and inexperienced. All right, so we got that taken care of. Now let's take care of the Sportatorium show problem. That problem's taken care of. And we're pretty much good to go here now, everybody. We just have to wait to see who Crockett sends us from their batch of signings. So that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. These seem to be a favorite of a lot of people, the Championship Wrestling from Florida episodes. If you would like version 8 of the Supermod, go to braddrake.net, drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to send you a link to the picture pack and the database. In addition, I do ask that you make a donation, please. You can go to braddrake.net/supermod. It'll take you right there. And your donation will be, in turn, given to the Cauliflower Alley Club. So it's for a good cause, and it's to help out retired wrestlers who are in some rough shape. If you like what you see here, please hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this video with your friends. And last but not least, everybody, you can join us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/1987Supermod. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.